You caught me. I'm reenacting episode 9 of WandaVision. But if you haven't seen that, I have to say that show started out as a sleeper and it ended with a huge bang. I really enjoyed the last episode. It was killer. So I don't want to leave any spoilers because if you haven't seen it, it's a treat. But we're gonna do a comic book haul. So this is what we got. And this is probably going to be a long one. So if you think you want to stick around and check out what I got, check around, stick around and see what I got. Got some cool stuff. Got Airboy 2. And it was alright. I think it's filmed in Denmark with Danish actors, and they really don't show much emotion at all. The costumes were cool, the premise was cool, and yeah, but got this one, and this one was a really, really good animated movie for $1. Me and my wife enjoyed this immensely, and we had to shut it off halfway between, and we came back and watched it the next night, and it was. I have to say this was really good. So if you got a Dollar Tree, I recommend. And it's it's a family movie. These two I haven't watched yet. The Man with the Iron Fist 2, unrated. I did see the previews for that, and it looked really, really cool. Good martial arts film. And then this one I've never heard of or seen, but dang, the cover looks cool, and it's Blu-ray. Red Sonja with Gail Simone writing the script for the screenplay for the animated movie. So Queen of Plagues for $1. So if you got a Dollar Tree, I'd suggest you pick up any one of these four actually. Okay, so getting into the comics, this is definitely a new comic, different comic ball. This is a different comic haul for me. I don't buy new comics, but the Future State has been so good. And it's weird because for me, and this is my personal opinion, but DC seems to have like 90% of their books are written well and drawn well. And then there's, the 10%. And then Marvel's the opposite. Marvel's like 90% crap. And I've been just burned by Marvel over the last 2 years that to the point where I don't even want to buy a Marvel comic. But I know there are a couple good titles in Marvel. So it's like 10% of their books are pretty good writing, good art. And the under 90% are just crap. So I'm not even going to try to take a chance on wasting my money. So I picked up a bunch of DC. Now, if you know Future State's over, they're going into the Infinite Frontier storyline. Don't ask me what that's about. I have no idea. I'm not a guy that follows big storylines. I usually just go with the issues that have the in-house story, Hopefully it'll just be that one issue. If it carries over to 2 or 3, I can handle that. But I just like the issues that stay within, the one issue or the stories. So I picked up 4 of these. Really cool cover by Yasmin Putri. Beautiful cover. And so I picked up 2 of those. I picked up the B cover. This is by Sukari. I think that's how you say that. Nice Wonder Woman. It looks a little manga to me, though. But not bad. So, unfortunately, it didn't translate to the story or the art inside, which was terrible. This is one of the big misses out of the Frontiers that I picked up, or even over the course of the last few months. Now, I know DC feels pressure to hire female artists and writers for their female titles, and that's what they did here. And I don't have a problem with that. Gender has nothing to do with the comic being good or not. It's, are you a good writer and a good artist? But unfortunately, the female writing and art pool is so small, there's not a whole lot of good artists and storytellers. And this one was a stinker. And just because they're women doesn't mean they just hire them, because it was really bad. I actually felt like they stole the premise from WandaVision in here. And I'm just going to leave that at that. So I don't recommend this. I recommend the cover, but I do not recommend the story or the art inside. Horrible. Anyway, so picked up second print, cover, sketch cover, or whatever you want to call it, of Euroflor. So this is the first appearance. Well, this is her first full appearance in Wonder Woman #1 from Future State, and like I said, it's second print. So I thought I'd get it. I did pick up cover A and cover B of one. So, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Now this book, I recommend you pick this up. Crime Syndicate #1. This has the origin of Ultraman. It's a Jim Cheung cover. This has the new Justice League from Earth 3 in it, and it was written really well. The art is stunning. This is a high recommend from Night Tiger. Pick this up. A lot of good action, all around great story. And even better was the new Suicide Squad, led by the Peacemaker. Now this is a Eduardo Pansicchia cover. This is the new first appearance of the team. Like I said, led by Peacemaker. This has Talon and Connor Kent join the Suicide Squad. And this was written by Robbie Thompson, and Eduardo Pansicchia also did the interior art. This thing was fantastic, full of hard action all the way through. Now, there is a lot of mature stuff in here. There's a lot of killing by the team. I don't condone that, but it fit into the storyline, and it was fantastic. So I recommend this even more than Crime Syndicate. What else did I pick up? Picked up this. Now, this is the variant. This is written by Keanu Reeves, his creation. I can't say that I didn't like this. This is one of those books, and it's a double issue where there was not enough story and too much art. So actually, about 3/4 of the way through, I was thinking, I kind of felt like I wasted my money, but the concept of this is really good. and he revealed the whole concept at the end, and for me, that turned it around, and I enjoyed this a lot. So I suggest picking it up. Obviously, this is going to be a movie down the road, but really good premise, really good concept. The story was the writing wasn't bad, but there was just so much more art than story. It could have been filled in with a lot more dialogue, a lot more background narration and stuff like that. I think for me, to delve deeper into character development and stuff like that. But I recommend it. It was $5. It's a double issue. Pick it up. All right. So we do have more new comics, but this is all from one shop. I picked up another copy of this, 9A copy for $2. I have one already. You actually just read it for the first time, and this was really good. A really, really good Batgirl story from the Superman Adventures universe. Has Batman in here, Batgirl, and if you find this for $1, pick it up. Great read, beautiful cover. And that's Superman Adventures #25 from 1998. Okay, so on to the next store. So these I just got yesterday. Then I went to the other store to see what they had. They didn't receive any of their DC shipments. I was like, what? Not again, not again. Because Batman, is it 106 or 109? I don't remember. Is on my list. Has a first appearance. And once again, I get stiffed. I got stiffed on the punchline, even though I pre-ordered it 3 months in advance. They just don't treat this little store right. But I did pick up this, and have to say, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. And the reason why, it's just so cliche. This story in here is been done 100 times in comics. And I could see the ending coming a mile away. So it was like they didn't put any effort into it. They played it safe. And I know people are just picking this up because it has the first appearances in it. And supposedly there's going to be movies down the road. And people are just buying it for that because they can't be buying it for the art or for the writing because it's Marvel. And again, it's one of those books that's just, it's not that good. But this is the third print. First Keeve Trennis, first full appearance of Avar Chris, first appearance of Skier, partial team appearance of the Grandmasters of the Jedi Order, Vetter and Yoda. So, like I said, obviously, again, people are just picking this up for the spec. It's not that good. And you know what the spec is all about? You know, I've been trying to figure this thing out. It's that Amazing Fantasy #1 is worth so much money because it's the first appearance of Spider-Man, and I think people keep thinking they want to get in on the bottom level. They never know. The next book could be the Amazing Fantasy 15 down the road. Nobody knows. Nobody knew at the time that AF #1 came out. So I think they're trying to relive that, replay that. And so they chase all these books, and some of it's paying off. Look at this book now. This is a $125 book. I got 3 for $1 last year. So that's the thing. You just never can tell. I actually traded this copy, no, not this one, but a direct market to my friend Steve because I didn't get the Batman. So I told him, if you can find me at least 5 issues of the new Batman, I'll give him one of these. Well, he found 4, which was good enough for me. I'll take it. I read this. This wasn't bad. This is very mature. So if you pick this up, be aware. A lot of nudity. It was done right, but it is a risque story. But the cover is just, oh, so cool. Tommy Gunn, Killer Lost #0, May 1997. He had issue 2 of the regular run, but it was complete nudity. I mean, she had nothing on. And I'm like, nah, I can't bring that into my house. My wife will kill me. But almost looks like Pamela Lee Anderson to me. So tell me what you guys think. This was a big hit on Instagram when I posted it. Tommy Gunn #0. So those were from the small shop, and then this. Okay, so I go to my big shop, and he overprices books, especially the keys. He doesn't care. The books won't be near mint, and he'll price them over near mint price. I'm getting tired of it, but it's his shop. It's his store. He can do what he wants. He is the bigger place. He does get the new books in consistently, so I do go there for that. He has supplies, which I go in for that. I try to stay away from buying keys from his shop. So he had this book on the wall for $25. And I'm like, I know the other shop has it for $5. Second appearance of Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel. She joins the Avengers and becomes the first black female Avenger in this issue. Like I said, he had it on the wall for $25. And I went to the other store, picked it up for $5. This is like a near mint copy. This is number 227, January 1983. So if I was a specker, I probably would spec on this. I'm sure this book's going to go up a little bit. Monica plays a big part in the WandaVision show, and they didn't fully show her powers. So I'm sure that somewhere down the line, she's going to be coming out in full uniform with full powers in a show on Disney Plus. Picked up this. I don't know if this book's ever been reprinted before. This is Black Knight #1 from Marvel. This is first appearance of this Black Knight, but not the first appearance of the Black Knight. And I'll tell you what I mean. Hold on a minute. Toby Press actually came out with the Black Knight #1 2 years before Marvel. This is from 1953, and it's almost identical character. So Marvel stole it. Let's just be real about it. I mean, even the lettering. Come on. So this one's by Toby Press. This is #1 by Marvel. Of course, this book goes for immense money. The original issue. I bought this one here for $100. It is a really cool comic, so just be aware of that. Let's move on. Okay, so I did pick up the third print of Daredevil 25. This is where Elektra becomes Daredevil. And if I had to rate this story, I would put it at probably like a 6 or a 7 maybe. It wasn't really that bad, but there wasn't a lot of effort put into the development of the characters again, or even to the depth of the story. But the premise was good, the art was okay, and the cover looks super cool. I don't know if this is her first cover appearance or not, but so this is the first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil. And I thought the story was fun. It was fast paced. I would have preferred it to be a little bit slower with more depth, but it seems like at Marvel, that's the new way of writing stories. They just really rush through them without developing characters. So I did pick up the third print. Is this it? Yeah, or second print, variant cover of Aha. Now this book, it wasn't bad. I was following it. It's like, okay, this is going somewhere. It's going somewhere. So I'm reading it. I want to get to the end. I'm curious, where is this going? Get to the end. It absolutely goes nowhere. And I'm going to show second issue, but I hope they're leading up to something, but I cannot tell. This story wasn't too bad. It's kind of weird. And like I said, I was waiting for it to go somewhere. It didn't really go anywhere. So I don't recommend this at all. And the reason I'm going to say that is because the second issue was really crappy. Kind of a cool cover, but this one was just, it's a psycho prostitute. And it just made no sense at all. It's like somebody was just, this is all gory and we'll put some sex in here and it'll be a good story. It was crap. So I do not recommend the series at all. So there you go. But I'm just one man with one opinion. So like I was telling you, this store that I go to, this big one, overpriced the keys. They price them at over near mint when they're not even near mint. I mean, so I bought this. I didn't realize I had it till I got home. They're going through a box. I'm nosy. I go over there. I look through. Pull one out. Hey, I'd like to get this. Well, we got to price it. Well, okay, I'm interested. Well, it's going to be close to $20. Okay, so my next question was, how close to $20? Well, it's going to be $20. I'm like, oh man, the guy just doesn't have any leeway, and it's like maybe a 9.0. So it's Peter Parker Spectacular number 22 with Moon Knight. And Moon Knight's my favorite character at Marvel. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I don't have it. I was in a rush. My wife was waiting in the car. And, I like to support my shop. So I threw down a $20 bill. But it's kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And I'll tell you why. But this is the first battle between Spidey and Moon Knight from 1978. I'll tell you why. It's because I went to the next shop. And I'm going to show you. So the next shop, I go and pull out a bunch of books. And there was a few in there that were $5. And I thought, oh, they should be really $3. I'm going to ask them. So I pulled out about $27 worth of books. And I hand them to him. And I said, okay, what do I owe you? So I figured he'd add it up and tell me what I owed him. So he just looked at him, went like this. He goes, $15. And I'm like, I love this guy. I love you, Austin. In a purely heterosexual way. I love you, dude. You are just an awesome comic book shop owner. So let's see what I got for $15. So you see, this was $20 for one book from the other store. It was overpriced. So I got this, and I didn't label these. Dang it! This is Spider-Man from June 1997, number 424, and it just has Elektra's leg on the cover. I didn't have it, and I like me some Spidey, and it's near mint. And then I picked up this one. This is number 409. I don't know who this is on the cover. The Return of Kane. And then also, this is the Return of the Amazing Spider-Man. So this is number 407. I don't know where he's returning from, but it's got Silver Sable there, Sandman. And then this one is the first appearance of Lady Octopus. from October 95, 406. And then we got the Scarlet Spider in issue number 405. And these are all near, except for the Lady Octopus, which is like 7.5. The rest of these are like 9.8s. And then we have number 403 with Carnage. Then we have the first appearance of Ultimate Morbius in Ultimate Spider-Man number 95. This is by Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Bagley on the arts. And this also has Ultimate Blade appearance in it. So, I'm not done. Batman number 275. And these are in really nice shape. Probably VFs. Ernie Chan, I'm going to guess. Yep. And this one is a nice black cover. And that's Batman number 274. Steel Claw Strikes. So all these were 15. They added up to 27. And they ended up being $15. So these Batmans alone were 10. And then, so I got the rest of these for 5. So it's like, these were 50 cents a piece. Less than that. Love that shop. I just love it. Hey, did I guys tell you I love that shop? All right. So now we got an eBay auction win. I won this book for 30. It's super, super low grade. I don't own any of this title until now. Russ Heath cover. Adventures in the Stanley on the scripts on My Name is Death. Joe Manley on the art on that same story. This is from February 1953. Golden Age Marvel goodness. What is that reflection coming from? Adventures into Terror number 16. Okay, you've seen enough of that? All right, moving on. So I bought these off eBay. This is the variant cover of something. Future State Teen Titans number 2 has the red X. I believe this is first cover appearance. Covers by Dustin Goyen. February 2021. Nice watercolor picture there. And then I got the second print, red X Deathstroke cover off eBay of issue 1. And red X is there in the background. I'm telling you, they're killing it with this Future State. It's addicting. Oh, tell me about it. So now we are to the Golden Age eBay buys. And a couple of my comic shops. This was an eBay buy with shipping, $27. Now, I did buy another book from the seller, and it has not gotten here yet. It's a Blue Beetle Golden Age. So this is Plastic Man 52 from 1955, Charles Nicholas cover. Now, it has a spine split all the way through. So I'm going to press this spine, I'm going to press the covers out, and I'm going to tape them together with archival tape and then reattach them to this book. So this book's going to go from like I don't know, a 1.0 to maybe a 2.5 when I'm done with it. Maybe even higher. I mean, look at it, looks pretty good. That cover is no creasing, no tears, no pieces missing out of it. I could probably go to a 3.0 if I do a good job. All right. Did you get a good look at that one? Did you want to see it again? There, take a look. He's a kite. Or one of those, what are they called? I don't know. Those things. Hang glider. He's a hang glider. Okay, this book is the second to last issue. I just love this trade dress. That's why I picked it up. It's for my comic shop. I got it for $27 with shipping. I'm going to show really quick some interiors because this has The Quicksilver Superhero by Marvel. By DC. I didn't even know they had a Quicksilver. And he looks really cool. It has Sally O'Neill in here. And of course the Barker. And if you don't know what Barker is, Captain Strangelove talked about. He has his own series too. Barker is the guy that stands out in front of the circus. Tell everybody, come on in, how much it is, what's inside. So this is National Comics. And if you know, the early issues all featured Uncle Sam. And they are just super desirable, super expensive, and super cool. So this is from August 1949. And I just grabbed it because it was $23 before shipping. I thought that was pretty good for a Golden Age DC book with some superheroes. Got this for $17 off eBay. These books go anywhere from $50 and up. They're Holyoke, which Holyoke doesn't have a whole palette of publishing, but they have some really great books. And this is Sparkling Stars, number 29. And I'm going to show a little bit of interiors here because you have Saxy and Peaches, Gerald Chapman, Alibaba. Click Hunt was the best one. There's some really good girl art in there. And then Junko, which is like a jungle. Look at that cover, dude. The army dude's parachuting into like a Mexican territory. You see his plane in the background, getting ready to crash. And I do this. I put my receipts for books I buy back in the back of the sleeve. And that way I'll remember what I paid for them and when I bought it. It's a really cool book. I'm glad. And it's in really nice shape. It has two little tears on here and then one on the back cover, and that's it. It's glossy. It's tight. So for $17, I think this was a heck of a buy. Okay, moving on. Won this in an auction for $30. This is a Harry A. Chesler comic. And you can see it says Harry A. Chesler right there. He was one of the first pioneers in comics. He had a big studio. He employed most of the great artists of the Golden Age. I think even Will Eisner actually worked in his shop in the beginning and then branched out to his own, I think. But I know that he had a lot of the big artists working for him. And he did work for all the other publishers, all the other companies. And then they would, so they'd send out whatever, the stories and what they wanted, and he would draw them and then send them back. DC, I don't know about Marvel, Holyoke, all these other, who I want to say, Standard Comics, King Features. He did work for everybody. So this is a one-shot. It's a funny book. The title before this was something else. But this has Charles Burrow art inside. Has two caricature panels inside of that the artist did of himself and the writer. And 3 stories are reprinted from Star Comics number 3 from 1937. This is a desirable book, and it's in really good shape. Harry A. Chesler books everybody wants them. Don't take my word for it. Check it out. Okay. So, Bombadita, beautiful book. Hard issue to get. Scarce issue. It looks really nice, don't it? And that's what the seller said. He said BG plus or better. So I was willing to pay the $65 plus shipping for this book. Because look at it. And then what? Then I got it home. I look inside. It has a tear about this long all the way through the freaking book. And the covers. So the covers were taped on the inside. So you can't really tell. That rips down there. And it actually blends in with the cover. So I had a little discussion with DS asking about grade and what he think I should get back. He suggested $25, and I messaged the seller, and they actually sent a disclaimer with it, saying if there was any problems. So I got the $25 back, and this is a Bud Thompson cover, number 37, April 46. The only thing is that without that rip and at $65, it's like $100 book. And I could sell it and make a little bit of money if I wanted to. Well, At $45 with the rip, there's no leeway in this book. I could probably get my money out of it just because of the scarcity of the issue. But so but that's the way the cookie crumbles. You can't have every transaction turn out 100%. So this book is from my comic shop, and see now this one has some damage, and I did pay $45 for it, so that's the right price. And by the way, this is from I said it was from 1946, but this is an infinity cover. You see that in there? It goes back over and over and over within the comic. And this is truly, truly a newsstand edition because it says it right there. This is Master Comics number 87, January 1948. Has Nokia, the Jungle Girl in it, Bullet Man, Radar, the International Policeman. But look at that, man. It's a skull candy cover. It's got skulls growing out of the tree up there with knives and pistols. So it's a really cool skull cover. This has bug chews, and you can kind of see them right here. So it had these little worms. They eat their way through, and then they either die or they just stop and back out, and they have these perfectly little tubes chewed symmetrically right through the book. They blend in because of the cover, but it had a spine roll, so when I pressed it, it offset the bug chews, so now they don't line up. But it looks cool, and I'm happy with this book. This is another one. There's 3 on eBay, a high grade for $150, a low grade for $65. I mean, like tore up. And then this one was $45. $49 with shipping. And I blame Jerry the Jitterbug. If you're not following him, check out his channel. He's the one not getting me hooked on Fawcett Comics because I love them already, but just having me kind of go after them with a little more enthusiasm than I used to. Okay, we're down to the last 2. If you stuck around, I feel like I'm missing a comic, so hold on. So I was missing the biggest book of the haul. I actually put it up on the wall. Hey, that rhymes. And so I forgot that I didn't show this one. So it's going to be the last book. This is a low grade, but I think I paid $24 with shipping because I write it up here. This is an LB Cole cover. And I'm going to show a few interiors really quick because LB Cole does the first story of Tony Gale. And there's some really good girl art in there. He is just one of the best artists ever. And he knows how to render. Especially coloring, man. I don't know if he does his own coloring, but it seems to me he does. Because all his stuff is so vibrant. This it's an anthology title. Has a lot of different stories in here. And I have never seen this one for sale, ever. So I thought I'd snatch it up for $20. Unfortunately, they taped the spine with Scotch tape, and I don't think I can remove it. But not only did they tape it up, but they taped it up in really crude. They didn't line anything up or anything like that. So hopefully I can upgrade this one day. Okay, on to the last 2 comics, the big, big boy comics. So these are just cool books. These are both from my comic shop, and I can't believe the price. This is Startling Comics number 38 with the Fighting Ink by Alex Schomburg. Good girl cover. They're about to carve her up, and he just knocks that doctor in the back. But obviously, those are Nazi doctors. I wish there would have been some kind of insignia to show that. It would have kind of made the book a little more desirable. So that's from 1946. The war was wrapping up just around this time. It's number 38. It's a beautiful book. Schomburg is he's another one. Him and L.B. Cole are like in the same league. Okay, last book. My second one with this character on the cover. My 5th book in this series. This is from 1941. Number 26. Smash Comics number 26 from 1941. Bozo the Robot on the cover. And The very first issue in this series was the first robot cover ever. There was another comic that came out called Movie Something in between issue 2 that had the second robot on the cover. So just happy to get that. I don't know why they would name a robot Bozo, but heck, I don't know. So there, I'm just going to let you stare at that. We're going to end the video right there. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate that support. Guys, you know I monetized the channel. I will be getting some money soon, and I'm going to put that in the key, and I'm going to have a contest so that I can give back to you guys for all your support. So I'm going to do a big $50 key. I'm going to find the best key I can for $50. And we'll give that away free. So thanks for just hanging with me, watching the videos, commenting, and appreciate all you. This is Night Tiger saying peace out.